Hello, my name is Justin Munn, and for my English project, I've interviewed my peers on their opinion on their culture, their heritage, and how they're being represented, and how they feel about it. Please enjoy.
What are your guys' names?
I'm Sophia Perez Ochoa. And I'm Layla Alkeali Rydell.
What nationality are you?
I'm Mexican. And I'm Syrian.
What do you think about your heritage?
I really like the culture and the food. I like the food and the weddings and the clothes.
What do you think about coming to Regis knowing it's a predominantly white school?
I thought at first it scared me a little bit because I didn't think a lot of people were going to be like inclusive, but everybody's actually really inclusive and nobody's ever made me feel left out.
Yeah, I agree. It's been very accepting here.
Do you ever feel uncomfortable or oppressed or even excluded?
No.
What do you think your peers or even the school can do better to make your culture represented better?
I think maybe inform more people about different cultures so that they're more educated on other cultures.
Yeah, I agree. If you have like more clubs centered around the different cultures than just what's mostly represented here, then it will be more inclusive.
All right, thank you guys.
Yep. Thank you.
What is your name?
I'm Justin Munn.
What nationality are you?
I'm Korean.
What do you think about your heritage?
I think my heritage is pretty cool. The food, the culture, even the way we dress, everything. I think it's really unique and one of a kind.
What do you think about coming to Regis, knowing it's a predominantly white school?
At first I was pretty scared. I thought I was going to be bullied a lot, but it wasn't like that at all. I felt very invited, so I was fine.
Do you ever feel uncomfortable or oppressed or excluded?
No, I think people are very inclusive, and they're inviting of other cultures, so it's all good.
What do you think the peers or even the school can do to make your culture represented correctly?
I think what other people can do is be open about it and to fully accept it, and yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, what is your name?
I'm Elijah Hawkins,
What nationality are you?
American.
What do you think about your heritage?
I think my heritage is very interesting and multiracial, so very inclusive in a way.
What do you think about coming to Regis knowing it's a predominantly white school?
At first I felt very uncomfortable, and at times I still do, but I came in with an open mind.
Okay. Do you ever feel uncomfortable or oppressed or even excluded?
Yes, maybe 50 to 75% of the time I do.
What do you think that your peers or even the school can do to make your culture represented more correctly or better?
I think there's nothing they can really do because there's inclusion in everything, really, if you try to look for certain people, but if you don't have your group, I don't think there's really anything they can do to help or fix racial issues.
All right. Well, thank you, Elijah. What are your guys' names?
I'm Sophia. I'm Macy.
What nationality are you two?
I'm Mexican. I'm Filipino.
What do you think about your heritage?
I think it's really cool. It's really interesting. I love my heritage, so.
Okay. What do you think about coming to Regis knowing it's a predominantly white school?
Well, I went to a predominantly white middle school, so I kind of just learned to focus on my education and kind of make friends. I try to focus on my education, but I do wish that there was more diversity and like more acceptance.
Do you ever feel uncomfortable, oppressed, or even excluded because of your race? Or
Yeah.
you do?
Yeah.
What do you think about? What do you think your peers or even the school can do to make your culture represented correctly, or even more better?
I guess have people be more open-minded to things and not like take everything as like a joke because it is our culture, and to kind of have respect for it. Probably people to just not be so judgmental of like something that's not their culture and be more open about other people's culture.
All right, thank you guys. So, what is your name?
Abraham Cruz.
What nationality are you?
I'm Mexican.
What do you think about your heritage?
I'm pretty. I think it's unique how it's only like certain people that are Mexican in this country, but like then again, I don't know. Wait, restart.
Oh my, why? Yo! So what did you think about coming to Regis, knowing it's a predominantly white school?
I was aware that that was gonna be something here in the environment, and well, I came from like a very diverse middle school, so I hadn't really been exposed to many like Caucasian culture. So coming here, I didn't expect for like to be so integrated within the community and having so many friends that are Caucasian.
Do you ever feel uncomfortable or oppressed or even excluded because of your nationality?
I mean, in some classes where it's like mostly white people, I feel like I'm alienated within class, but like most of the times I don't feel like that. So
what do you think your peers or even the school can do to make your culture represented correctly or even more better?
I feel like there could be certain activities that like in Diversity Day, that could be like teaching people of like the Mexican culture instead of like people just assuming who Mexicans are, and that goes for every culture and like everyone that's a minority. I feel like they're like overgeneralized from like people that are bad from that nation, and I feel like Caucasian people are like good at oppressing people because of what race they are, and we need to change that, especially within like this nation and under the president that's in office right now.
All right. Well, thank you, Abraham.
So, what's your name?
My name is Antonio Segura.
What nationality are you?
I am Peruvian, Spanish, and Native American.
What do you think about your heritage?
I think about my heritage as something that's very unique, as is any other heritage. Mine specifically because it's kind of ironic in a sense. I like to joke about it because my dad's side is he is Spanish, my mom's side is Peruvian/Incan, so it's kind of like ironic that they went through and swept them all out. But I do hold it I don't let it define who I am, but I let it say who I am in a sense. Like to me, it's who I am, but not to anybody else. I don't let it define. I let my actions and my words and my personality define who I am. But to me personally, I know I'm Peruvian.
What do you think about coming to Regis, knowing it's a predominantly white school?
Coming to Regis isn't predominantly white school really doesn't bother me. I mean, I like to think of racism as something that I don't see, almost in a sense of colorblindness, to where I don't care really. I don't feel entrapped because I'm in a predominantly white school or I'm in a low minority area. I mean, if anything, making it to where it's like, oh, I want to be a big minority area, kind of bothers me in a sense because it's weakening others and it's almost causing a further separation, which we don't need in this country and in our society. We need more inclusion, you know. I mean, diversity is great and it's always great to know who you are and be different, but that's what breaks countries apart. If you read some books of people who want to take over countries and ruin them, the number one thing they say is separate the people, make them feel different and make them go against each other, and that's kind of I feel what's happening. So I don't really let the white kids school of Regis stereotype kind of bother me. I just kind of go to school and get my classes done, hang out with my friends.
Do you ever feel uncomfortable or oppressed or even excluded?
No, because that's something I just don't like to live my life by. A lot of my family members that are minorities as well like to play the victim card and like to be oppressed in a sense. I really don't feel that. I don't let that happen because one, times have changed from the 1800s, and two, what's the oppression? Because I live in a poor family or a poor area. Why is that? Because of the white people. I mean, maybe a couple hundred years ago, but I have the option to go to college, to go to school, to further myself and better myself. I don't feel oppressed at all.
What do you think of your peers, and what can your school do can do to make your culture represented more better or correctly?
I think the school can maybe. I mean, it's kind of hard if you want to do everybody's culture, because there's not enough days in the year, obviously, to do everybody's nationality and their Independence Days and their holidays. I mean, it's kind of cool that you can do that, but it's not something that they can do. I mean, I think they're doing fine now. I really don't have a problem with it. School functions right now they have different things for like European countries, for Southern American and Central American countries. I think it's fine now. Maybe just don't be so extra about it, I guess. Don't be like, oh, we need to have diversity. We need to be more, with the minorities. I feel like they're really pushing too hard, and it kind of makes me as a minority feel uncomfortable because, like, I feel like I'm being put on a pedestal when I'm really not. I feel like I'm equal to everybody else no matter what their nationality or race is, but I feel like the school really puts being a minority on a pedestal.
All right, well, thank you for coming out.
Oh, no problem, man. It's always good to help you.